Alright, so I spent the better part of last night hooking all this up, and now that we've got all these gauges in here and I've got all these wires soldered together, set it up to where I can put it on this 12-volt battery. Ground that one. All the gauges come on like they're supposed to. Using this Dollar Tree foam board to put together a template for whether or not I want this to go behind the steering wheel. I can trim the edges off of here if I need, but I may not have to. I need to cut out a little bit for the steering wheel. In order to do that, I'm gonna just figure out a line on this template. I want my circle to be at 10 inches. Gosh, what am I thinking? Okay, 10 inches. I'll draw it there. Do you know what would be a smart idea? Is just to take something circular, line it up with those two, and draw around it like so. And then we figure out the longer ruler. Figure out how far this is. 13 7/8. Then, to be really fancy and to not have a sharp corner, draw another circle, a smaller circle. The reason I want to draw this on a template first is because if I drew and cut that on here and it's not in the right location, then I'm screwed. Whereas if I draw it on a template, sacrificial piece of Dollar Tree foam, I'm not really wasting all that much money. Okay, in order to make sense of this template basically would fit right here, and I can set that there and look at it and make sure that everything is fitting where it's supposed to go and nothing contacts. I can go up and down with this steering wheel, make sure nothing hits, and also I can see where my gauges are. Looks like everything's going to work out. Now let's go back over and check out this gauge cluster that I made. Okay, let's see if I have this right. Basically, here's what I've got. I'll clean this up a little bit because that's embarrassing. Put that away. I need to make sure that the center console lines up right in the middle of two of these gauges. Right? Line right up the middle of this. If we lined that up with two of these gauges. We don't want to put a gauge right in the middle of this cutout because then it would make it really thin right here. And the only thing holding this panel together would be up here and a little bit down here. So that it's right there, and it ends up being just about perfect. I may just leave it. Yeah, so that worked out good. I need to take these gauges off, get right what they are first, and then take them off kinda. A picture of that in case that goes away. Then let's start unplugging these. We know that's exactly how long I want it to be. We are going to take this piece and place it right between those two. We're going to trace this out. So we're about right in the middle. The little piece that we had. There. Now, that way, not crazy easy to see. If I put something like that behind it, the steering column is going to go right through here, and I still have enough meat right here to hold this whole thing together and give it some structure. And if I have to, I could put a support piece behind this dash. I don't think that I'll need to. I think everything's going to be great. It's going to have mounting points all across the top and on either side with some screws, and we'll just have to see how this is going to go. By the way, this piece here is how clear this stuff is, and unless I scratch it up, that's how clear it's going to be, which is pretty cool. I need to modify the dash to make a support piece. So that's 36 inches. I need a support piece. I have a support piece on this end. I need a support piece on that end. Oh, I have just the thing. What I'm doing right here is making a support piece for the dash. This is what's going to tie the two lower bars together and go over the steering console. Bend that a little bit. Bend it a little more. So that's going to be perfect. Now we can bend the other side. Oh yes. That will do nicely. Basically, it's going to get welded into there. I'm trying to get all the loud work done during the day when the neighbors and my girlfriend are awake. That way, tonight when I come back out here, I could do a bunch of quiet stuff. Yeah. Okay. We go ahead and cut this sucker and weld this in. My favorite way to do that is without measuring it. Chop, chop. I'm going to do that over there. No measuring whatsoever. That's perfect right there. Measure 4 times, cut once. That's what they say.
Wacky tacky.
I would like to get some paint on here. Reason being is this is going to be covered up with a foam piece, but it's going to have riv nuts underneath that, and I don't want anything to rust, so I'm just going to shoot this really quick. Then we'll mock up this dash and figure out where our riv nuts are going to be and how the dash is going to be mounted, and where the switches are going to be for this. Who welded this?